Hey guys, welcome back to the Maguire Motorsports YouTube channel. It's a rainy Labor Day here, but we're still going to try to get pushed forward and get something done. We're here working on the 94 Chevrolet OBS project. The last couple of videos you've seen us get the front lowered, get the rear lowered, and put some new wheels on, as well as detail and paint up the frame. We'll continue on with detailing. Went ahead and had to wash it, of course. Had to clay bar it again, even though you've seen that in a previous video. Simply because all that metal work and cutting and grinding put a lot of metal particulate in the paint, so we was able to clay bar the paint and the glass, get all that out of it again. Feeling real smooth and slick. Done a couple of more test spots here in the hood. I've already got from this crease here over on the hood finished. We're going to start working our way the rest of the way on over. As far as materials we'll be using, have our Chicago electric power tools DA from Harbor Freight. I think I gave about $70 for it a few years ago. The pad that we're using, this one is the orange color. You can tell it's got a little compound on it where we've been playing a little bit, but the orange compounding pad, it's a Warrior brand from Harbor Freight. Hope you can see the little scale there. Step 1 is the orange pad for compounding. Step 2 is a polishing pad, it's blue in color, and then the black pad, step 3 is for finishing, for your waxes, sealants, and show car glazes, things like that. So that's where we're at with this project right now. That's what we'll be working on. As far as the product that we'll be using to polish, for step 1, we'll be using this Maguire's 105 Ultra Cut Compound. It's not super aggressive. The labeling makes it look a little more aggressive than it is, but it seems to be pretty good as far as like the paint. It's a little faded and dull. It needs a little bit brought back to it, good for removing swirl marks. But that's the polish we'll be using for step 1. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright guys, so we're going to get started here. If you notice, I got the hood lifted up a little bit. That's to get these edges up where you don't roll over on the fender too much. Again, I've actually already done this section from this crease over. Hopefully the video's picking up a little bit. It all looks pretty shiny for what I can tell on the playback feature there, but it looks really good from here over. We're going to start working from this crease over to the middle crease of the hood here. Now, really what we want to do here is we'll just add 5, 6, 7, 8, it don't really matter. Get you a few drops of your polish on here. I'll show you that right now. Just gotta grab my polish bottle from the side here. Every time I start using a polish, I like to shake it up good. Then again, we'll go in here and we'll add some good sized little drops of polish, or compound I guess I should call this. It's about dime sized. One-handed here is kind of difficult to do. Now, I don't want to work too large of a section at a time. The general rule has always been right around like a 2x2 section, which is probably pretty good. So I'm just going to kind of visually mark out with my eye. I'm going to probably go to about this area. From the crease to crease down to about this area on the hood. So I don't know how well it's picking up on there, but it's a good, it might not even be 2 foot. But first thing I'm going to do, just put it on low speed. Oh wait, one thing I forgot to mention. You could use some type of other product just to spray as a general lubricant on the pad. That way you don't have to hit the dry start. Then we'll kind of dab it out a little bit. You don't really want your cord to touch your vehicle. So I'm going to kind of throw it up over my shoulder. And then, like I say, just kind of dab it out across the surface. Then we'll cut it on to spread it on just a speed of 1. Alright, now we have it spread out pretty good across the panel. I'm going to go up to maybe a speed of 3. Now, I'm going to work in what crosshatch pattern, so I'm going to start going, say, this direction back and forth with about 50% overlap of each one. Then I'll go sort of forward and backward across the hood. They just have to make sure you get even coverage. Seems to do a good job that way. Also, just keep an eye on it, make sure it's not drying too quick. If it's drying up, it's just kind of hard to get off the surface. So you can get it off it, but it's hard. We'll try about 4 passes and see what we think. So, here we go. Alright, so that was actually probably 6 passes. I can't, like, this is 1 pass, 2nd pass, 3rd pass, 4th pass, and so on. It's just the material seems to still be working pretty good. So we'll wipe it off and see what we think. Okay guys, so we'll show you the results of that one section we just did. You can see reflections, you know, the lights in the garage door raised up. Looks pretty good. Just as you work down the panel, I mean, I still see reflections, don't get me wrong, but you get to about, let's see, right in this area, you can see a big difference between the clarity of the paint. Just not as, hopefully y'all can see that. So, it's looking pretty good. We'll keep on working with it there. So, we may set up a time lapse or something, set the tripod back, and you guys can watch me work. Okay guys, so we had a time lapse set up the whole time we were polishing, except for maybe the bedside. I think I forgot to cut it back on when I moved the camera for that, but you guys can see the hood was probably the worst part of the truck, and it looks really good considering how it was before. Lots of nice deep reflection in it now. The sun tried to pop out a little bit earlier, sort of a cloudy, rainy day, but when it did, you can see a little bit of the metallic sort of sparkle in it. But all the way across, got good equal reflection, no matter where you look on the hood. Really pleased. The sides was a cakewalk compared to the hood. I probably done one whole side in the time it took me to do just the hood. You can see it's all looking nice and slick. And that's step one of two as far as polishing is concerned. Our next step that we're going to work on is this, I'll show you, Maguire's M205 Ultra Finishing Polish. It's more or less just to try to give it a deeper gloss. Of course, the gloss is looking really good as it is. That DA polish, I like it because it doesn't put the buff marks in it. You know, I know you've seen a vehicle go down the road and the sun hits it and you can see the circular buff marks. The DA polisher doesn't really leave that in it. That's why I like using it. But it's really looking slick. So we'll get set up. Don't know how far we'll get tonight. This is a long process trying to get paint straightened out, but we may get started on the polishing here in a few minutes, and we'll set up a time lapse if we do. Thanks for watching. Hey guys, so it's another day here at Maguire Motorsports. Yesterday was Labor Day Monday. We set you up and we done our polishing with the Maguire's 105 compound. Done the whole truck all over. Should have been on time lapse. Hopefully that worked out. I've not reviewed it yet, but hopefully it's on the video. Next step, actually I'm going to be honest with you, I already done the hood. Hopefully it's coming through on the video. You can see what a sheen it's got on it right now. It's looking nice. I just couldn't help myself after we put everything away, the camera stuff, so I got to try a little bit on the hood, and glad I did. It's making it worth it. But anyways, we're using the same Chicago Electric DA from Harbor Freight, the Warrior branded blue polish pad, and I think I might have showed you this earlier, but using the Maguire's 105 Ultra Finishing Polish. This stuff goes on and off a whole lot easier than the 105 compound does. I'll show you guys here in just a minute. But I'm telling you, it's a nice product, does a really good job. So we'll set up, like I said, I've already done the hood. We're getting ready to go to the fender, start working our way around the body, then I pull the truck out from under the 4-post lift to be able to access the roof of the truck. So we may save the roof for last, but we'll go ahead and get started. I may bring you in for a little closer look at the hood real quick. Let me set the polisher down. Okay, let's pull you guys off the tripod real quick. There we go. And I mean the reflective quality of the paint now is a lot nicer than it was. The hood was pretty rough shape, really. Remember, this is all original truck, paint wise, except for a bedside looks like it's been painted many years ago, and the roof we had to paint due to the fact that the truck sat outside a lot during its life. It was just too far faded to do any polish work with. But you guys can see the paint now on this hood looks really nice. I'm pleased with it. So fender's already looking pretty good. We'll go ahead and get started on it. If you remember when we done the trim, we've actually already polished from this crease right here down. It'll still require wax, but it's already been polished, so I'll just be polishing from that body line and up. But it's looking real good. I think when we hit the chrome grille to it and new lights, and of course all the little details like painting the wiper arms, it's going to be a real slick truck. I'm getting real pleased with it. So we'll set you up and we'll go ahead and get started on this fender. And the first fender I may do real time with you guys, and then we'll do the rest of it probably in a time lapse. So hang on just one second, let's get set up. Okay guys, so I got my polisher here all plugged in, ready to go. We're going to do this fender for you guys in real time. It's already got a nice sheen to it. This polisher here actually just kind of brings out that sheen a little more. Also, I think it's good to mention that this Maguire's 205 polish, again I'll show you the bottle, is it don't necessarily say it on there, but it works pretty well on chrome as well. So like this, I don't mind getting it on this a little bit. It'll just kind of help polish it up, and that's no trim, but I mean it could always use a good polish. So if I bump chrome, I'm not worried about it. Of course you want to keep it off any rubber trim. The grill, I'm not so worried about because it's getting replaced anyways with the chrome grill, and honestly if I kept this grill it needs to be repainted or replaced anyhow because it's well, you can see it in the video, it's pretty faded. But again, same as like when we were doing the other polish. I'll take my polish, of course you can hear it's a lot thinner than the other polish, or the compound I should say, and do 5 little drops. 2, 3, 4, 5. There's my 5 little dabs. We'll go in and sort of just spot it onto the panel some, that way it's already spread out where you need it. Okay, I'll put it on like a 1 or a 2 maybe, and we'll go ahead and spread it out evenly across the surface now. Now we have it spread out evenly across the panel. You can see it not even showing much on the camera that something's on there, but there is. Here in person you can see the haziness to it. Then I put it on a 4. I'll be honest, the machine vibrates a little bit, so it ended up vibrating out about a 3, 3.5. But I'll start on a 4. I've been going about 4 passes what I did on the hood, and I like the results with this. I'll do the same. So again, to me a pass is going lengthwise of the fender, all the way to the surface that we're doing. That's the first pass. Second pass is going to be vertical lines, about a 50% overlap on each line. That's pass 2. 3 will be this way again. 4 will be up and down. Some areas you can't necessarily do that, like in this wheel opening area where it flares out some. I usually just lay the polisher on there and sort of let it do its thing the best that we can. And it usually does pretty good that way. So we'll go ahead and get started. Alright, so there we went our 4 passes. Again, you can see especially tight areas like this fender, it's hard to do everything just perfect. Sometimes you got to go horizontal, sometimes you got to go vertical. For instance, going down this leg of the fender, it's hard to do anything horizontal, you got to do vertical. This lip's about a horizontal piece. This crease area right here, there's just such a small area there, it's easiest just to go horizontal. But anyways, now it's ready to go ahead and wipe off. So I'll take my rag, a nice soft microfiber rag. I like to fold them into 4ths. That way you got plenty of surface area to keep flipping to. And then it's just wipe it off. And again, this wipes off a lot easier than that compound. So you can probably tell in the video that it was requiring quite a bit of effort to wipe the compounding off. But this right here is like butter compared to that. Just right off. And it's unlocked a good shine here. Again, I got some on this chrome trim, but again it works well on chrome, so it's nothing we're worried about. It is important you get everything off though, because if it sits up on there it could damage the paint. But you got a little bit of work time with this. Usually you can do a whole panel at a time before it causes any trouble. So there we go. It's real good too to like look at different angles, make sure you get it all off. Guys, that's hopefully come through in the video, but it's looking glossy. Looking real nice. Here's the worst part about this, it dusts back everything that you've already polished, but this truck probably get another good hand wash after we get it all polished out, just to get all the dust and debris out of like the areas like this and this black trim here. It gets down in areas, so it's best just to go ahead and wash it again afterwards. We'll probably wait till after we wax it though and then wash it. So we'll try to get you set up on a time lapse. I don't want it to be boring for you. So we'll get a time lapse set up and go ahead and knock the rest of this truck out, hopefully tonight. Okay guys, so we got the second polish all finished out. I showed you the hood earlier. You probably seen on the time lapse. I mean, we've worked our way all the way around the truck. And it's looking real good. Then we'll get up on the roof. I think the time lapse sort of went down before I got completely finished, but the truck's looking real good. Pretty happy with the results. It's not perfect, but for a 30-year-old paint, it's about as perfect as you can get. So, either way, we're finished up for tonight. You guys can see it's completely dark out here again. So we've worked till dark time. Tomorrow, hopefully, we'll come in, we'll get a coat of wax on it. That shouldn't take as long as the polishing, either step of the polishing. So we'll get it all waxed up, do another quick wash on it. We still need to, I know they're brand new, but I'd like to polish the wheels up, make sure they got, you know, the maximum amount of shine, tire dressing of course. Then hit the inside, and you know, the inside's not too bad at all. See if I can show you guys here. Just needs a good cleanup. Seats in terrific shape. Headliner's good. In here it's really going to be just a good wipe down and sanitize. So it won't be too bad at all. I've already cleaned the door jambs out when I washed the truck. So that's basically where we're at for right now. Again, we're gonna call it a night. But we got this baby all spick and span, looking good. Just a coat of wax to kind of seal everything in. And we're gonna go ahead and then start adding our new chrome grille and headlights in, new tail lights. I got a third brake light for it. Need to polish the bumper out a little bit. Of course, polish the wheels, but I mean, we're getting there. So we'll go ahead and wrap it up for tonight, and hopefully tomorrow we'll get a little wax on it. I'll be back with you then. Alright guys, welcome back. It's another evening here. Been at work all day, had to cut a little grass this evening, but we're on the last step of the polishing process, I guess you'd say, and it's just a general maintenance item, but we're going to go ahead and wax the truck. You know, we got the truck looking good, everything's shiny. Some waxes can add a little shine to them, but really waxing is all about protecting the work that you've already done. So that's what we're going to do today. Still going to be using our Harbor Freight DA polisher here. Got the black finishing pad, same Warrior brand and all that. This is the softest pad. As you're applying the wax, just do it on the lowest setting that you have, which is just, you know, 1 on the dial back here. Spread it out evenly, let it cure a little bit, which don't take long. I usually do the entire vehicle all over and then go back and wipe it all off. So that's probably what we'll do here on this truck. May not time lapse this because it's sort of the same process what I've been doing, just a slow speed on the DA polisher. Get it all spread out. Of course, with wax, be cautious around any black plastics and rubbers. And just get it spread out evenly and go back and wipe it off. It's basically it. But we'll go ahead and get started. Oh, the wax that I use. Something I use here, I use different kinds for different things, just and I'd like to try different things, but it's just a Maguire's Gold Class Carnauba. It comes in a paste form if you like that as well. For the DA polisher, I like using the liquid, of course. It just goes on the pad easy and spreads easy. Wipes back off real easy. Even with the liquid version here, it comes with a, if I can get it out here. Get it out of the box. It does come with the applicator if you just want to put it on by hand. That's fine too. There's some tight areas where I may do that. But again, let's go ahead and get started. Alright guys, so we just got through waxing it up. Kind of pulled it back here into the shade again, under the lift, but you can see it's sealed in that reflection real good. Just made it real slick. Paint just feels like it glides across the microfiber now. And it's 180 degrees from what the truck looked like before we started this process. So I'm pretty pleased with everything. They got good reflection to it. You can see the reflections from the drip tray on the lift there into the roof. So it's looking real good. So that's probably where we'll leave off on this video for you know, the polishing series. How to polish your truck or your vehicle. We walk through all the steps from a compound to a polish to a wax. Stay tuned because next I'm going to wash the vehicle back off real good. I probably won't cover that again. But then we'll talk about polishing some of the various metals on the truck, like this front bumper, for instance. It's chrome. It's in decent shape. It could use good polish, as well as polishing the new wheels. And again, they're in pretty decent shape, but it wouldn't hurt to get a good polish on them. I think it'd make it look a lot better. Get this side a little more light. You can see they got some shine, but I always want a little more. So that's going to be what's next on us. Let me flip this right and see. That's going to be what's next for us on the truck, is getting that stuff done. The same video, we may go ahead and put the new grille and lights in it. And that'll be about a wrap on this old truck. We'll just start enjoying a little bit and head down to the rod rim with it. So we'll go ahead and call it quits there. You can see it's pitch black outside now. So we're going to get everything cleaned up here tonight, shut the lights down, call it a night, and remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Appreciate everybody watching.